8 or 24?
Number 8. 24 was more challenging.
It's Monday, so that means 3 things. 1, I'm not MCM. 2, it's a Mamba Monday. And 3, it's time for the 24 podcast. How you guys doing? I'm your host, the product of poverty's environment, the Pope Chuck Paul. I hope you guys enjoyed your week. I hope you guys enjoyed your weekend. And unfortunately, I gotta start this episode off with some sad news. R.I.P. Young Dolph of Memphis, Tennessee was shot and killed in his hometown of Memphis, at the age of 36 years old. He was scheduled to do his turkey drive that day. He was accompanied with one of his homies when some dudes pulled up in a white Benz and aired the shit out of Makita's Sweet Cookies on Airways Drive, I believe it is, in Memphis. Now I know all this stuff because it's been all over the place, all over YouTube. Different blogs are covering it. The white silver Mercedes-Benz that was used in the shooting was recovered and found in the back of an abandoned house. And also, a man was shot and killed at that same location, I believe, a day later. There's a lot of rumors going around about this shit. I'm not going to touch on no rumors, but I will say this. I really do get upset when a lot of these artists, these rappers and whatnot, get caught in these situations like this because they feel that they're too loved or above having quote-unquote real security. Because if you out enjoying yourself doing X, Y, and Z and your boy is out with you doing the same thing, how is he being security? Because security don't smoke, they don't drink, they're not partying. They observing the situations. They're looking at the entrances, looking at the exits. The way Dolph should have been, or should be escorted anywhere, any superstar for that matter. They don't leave the car. Security stays with them inside the car. The other security guards supposed to go into the venue or whatever, wherever they're going in, make sure no one's in there, no one's out front, escort them inside, and wait for him to get done doing whatever he has to get done, and then he leave. God bless his soul. That's how I seen Kobe Bryant arrive inside a Foot Locker. He came in through the back, security made sure everything was clear, took him out front. I was there. I think I posted pictures of that night Kobe was at Foot Locker too, but anyway. I always say protect the money. Like even with Nipsey, I don't care if he said, nah, go home. Like, nah, dog, I'm holding you down. You also have to realize he had dissed somebody early in that day. And also they're loved by like people in the neighborhood, whatever, after they've turned over and you leave. People gotta understand also these dudes be having past issues with motherfuckers in the hood who probably still live there. It don't be no hate. It could have been some shit that he did to them. Or vice versa though. But dudes gotta move smarter. Hell, it gotta be an inside job if you ask me. Cause motherfuckers waited till they got out the car and was inside the store. A lot of shit gonna come to light too. I'm reading a lot of different man teeth from all different blogs and whatnot. This shit is nasty though, but man, R.I.P. to Young Dolph. I remember I seen him perform 4 years ago in New York. He had a joint tour. Well, it was 2 Chainz tour. He was the opening act. He had also brought out what's the motherfucker's name? He brought out A Boogie with the hoodie when we went on stage. I was upset he didn't do his song Meech, which this episode is named after because of his song Meech, and we're gonna talk about the BMF finale later on. But yeah, man, sad young Dolph was just bubbling, just like Nip was just getting ready to take over the mainstream, just like Pop ready to take over the mainstream. Motherfuckers, please move accordingly. Once you hit a certain tax bracket and you walking around with $500,000 worth of jewelry and whatnot, hire real security. Off-duty officers. Dudes who are allowed to shoot and kill at will. You're not pussy for getting security. R.I.P. Dolph, man. It's Dolph. Also in the news, Kyle Rittenhouse was found not guilty. Some people want to know what were the charges. Well, let me give them to you. Count 1, first-degree reckless homicide, use of a dangerous weapon, not guilty. Count 2, first-degree recklessly endangering safety, use of a dangerous weapon, not guilty. Count 3, first-degree recklessly endangering safety, use of a dangerous weapon, not guilty. Count 4, first-degree intentional homicide, use of a dangerous weapon, not guilty. Count 5, attempted first-degree intentional homicide, use of a dangerous weapon, not guilty. Count 6, possession of a dangerous weapon by a person under 18. That was dismissed. Count 7, failure to comply with an emergency order from state or local government. Dismissed. You can Google and look at all these laws. But personally, the way I started looking at this case as it was going on, I was like, you got this white kid who's super pro, all lives matter-ish type. And you got these 3 white dudes who are, I would say, racist. Got one dude screaming to shoot me nigga to Kyle Rittenhouse or whatnot. So you got these 4 crazy white men with guns who were actually the ones causing all the ruckus at a peaceful protest. That's what I want motherfuckers to really notice. Think about this. No black people was causing any of this bullshit, but it was these 4. 2 dead, 1 injured. And even folks saying like, oh, the other one, he was a rapist, this and the 4th. I'm like, yeah. Like I have a black friend who was telling me this, like, yeah, he was a rapist, he did that using his record. But I was like, yo, isn't this funny? Because this is the same thing they do with black people to justify why they were killed. We did that with George Floyd. Boy, he was in and out of prison for X amount of times. He deserved to die. Well, the officer that killed him had about 18, 19 infractions within his department in his 21 years. Or 20 years. So, it's funny just hearing like some black people use like what they say. Black people say what white people use to justify why we are arrested, killed, or brutalized by law enforcement. But, hey man, I thought he was going to walk anyway. But what I hope and what I doubt what's going to happen is that he just lives his life like a normal 18-year-old now. Stay off the limelight. You know he's going to get some money. He's going to write a book about this. Maybe even sue some people. You know. I think he was offered an internship by a mayor or a governor. Some politician. He's their hero. He will be their new George Zimmerman. And like I've told people before on record, break the law within the law or use the law within the law. And that's pretty much what he did. You know, like with Zimmerman, yeah, he had no business following Trayvon Martin. But once the scuffle ensued, he could say, I stood my ground. It's like the point that some people were trying to make that he shouldn't even have been out there in the riots. Like, yeah, you helping fix up neighborhoods, this, that, and the 4th, but nighttime, dog, go home. This ain't no place for a 17-year-old. Because again, like I try to tell people, a lot of black folks get arrested for being at the wrong place at the wrong time. It was a situation where he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. But, you know, people are so gun-ho and in love with this darling of a child. Like I said, I don't care. It was 4 white men shooting each other at a peaceful black protest. I'd rather that be the headline. These motherfuckers shooting shit up. But hey man, it is what it is. Stay dangerous out here. Know the law before you break it and use it to your advantage. And man, oh man. Last night, the one time I decided not to watch a Lakers game, Lebron James, gets into it with Isiah Stewart. I wouldn't even say get into it. They were boxing out for a free throw. LeBron flails his arm, hits Isiah in the face, and it busts he cuts him above the eye. Excuse me. It started gushing out blood profusely. The shit was crazy. You would have thought he got into an MMA fight. LeBron tried to go up to him like, yo, my bad. He wasn't hearing it. Like, soon as LeBron walked away, he tried to run up after him, chasing, knocking over teammates and whatnot. And LeBron just standing there like, dude, it was an accident. I'm sorry. They both were ejected. Russell Westbrook was squaring up. Carmelo was at the other end of the court when it was over, like, yo, y'all ain't coming over here. Yo, what you doing over, like, sunning the other teammates and whatnot. They were both ejected. I assume both will be suspended because, you know, LeBron was hit over the face, you know, probably a game. Stewart probably get a game or two because he was running around knocking people over. Like, yo, dude, calm the fuck down. Like, I understand, like, yo, I'm busted up bloody. You know what I'm saying? But at the first time, you wild out. Second, 3 times, like, okay, dog, if you really wanted to get at LeBron, I think you would have. But whatever, man. But we'll see. Will they treat LeBron like a regular Joe Schmo? You know what I'm saying? I think LeBron get a game. I think they should both get a game. A game or 2. Yeah. I would say give Isiah 1 game, give LeBron 2 games. Because he's the one that lost blood. You know what I'm saying? And LeBron was the one who pretty much, you know, like I always say, every action, there's a reaction. You know, if LeBron didn't hit him, he wouldn't have been going crazy like that. So, we'll see if LBJ get 2 motherfucking games. Speaking of LeBron James again, you know, they played the Boston Celtics on Friday, and they had asked LeBron about Enes Kanter's, you know, LeBron campaign about Nike and whatnot, and he said, I mean, I'm not gonna let I'm paraphrasing. He said, I'm not gonna let someone, you know, use me to boost him up or for clout or whatnot. He said, but I passed by him like 2 or 3 times. He didn't say anything to me about it. And that's the thing. Then, you know, there was some white folks who were like, I said white folks because I wanted to comment directly white. Or LeBron was like, oh, what you want to do, fight him? No, he said he could have pulled him to the side and spoke to him about it. But instead, he goes and does interviews and TED Talks about LeBron James and Nike with LeBron's face on the shoes. And mind you, the league is sponsored by Nike. So, Kanter, if you feel so strongly, why don't you take this up with the league and not LeBron? Because they're partners with Nike. Hell, the NFL is partners with Nike. Why don't you talk to them as well? Like, he's singling out certain people. And then he goes ahead in a complex interview, I believe. I think it was CNN. And he says that Michael Jordan doesn't do enough for the black community. I always find it funny when it's like white people saying what other black people don't do for black community, because it makes me think like, all right, what are you doing for the black community in this Kanter? Hell, what are you doing for your country? You're not even fucking allowed there anymore because they'll fucking clip you, my nigga. You need as many allies as you can, and LeBron and Jordan is probably one of the 2 best athlete allies you could probably have. So let's see. I think in the last 2-3 years, Jordan built like 4 clinics in North Carolina. He's put, I'm not gonna say millions, but thousands of kids through school, through college. He once donated his salary, his $1 million salary when he was on the Wizards to the victims of 9/11. He rebuilt and built houses in New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina, amongst other things. And that's just off the top. I ain't never hear about Enes Kanter doing shit but complain about other motherfuckers. I don't know this guy's deal. I don't know what's he trying to accomplish. But he has Jason Tatum on his team, who's a Nike athlete. I mean, you're not calling him out. Oh man, motherfuckers. Stay out of black folk business. Plain and simple. If you're not for us, you're against us. And right now, you're against us. A lot of these motherfuckers, they don't really be informed of shit. Just like one time I was watching The Breakfast Club and Jay Williams goes and says, Jordan investing in prisons. Charlamagne says, I heard that's a rumor. Is that true? And Jay Williams says, I don't know, that's what I heard. Nigga, aren't you an NBA analyst? Like, it's your job to research facts and shit. Although he was the one who had like some story about KD that KD said never happened and whatnot. He had to retract the statement and say, but it did happen, but whatever, motherfucker. But yeah, Enes Kanter is dick riding MJ and LBJ. But whew, also last night, we had the BMF finale and the Power premiere. I'm just gonna say it straight up. Kato got boomed, and so did Lamar. Now, the quote-unquote real-life Kato and Lamar are allegedly alive in real life, so who knows? But like they said in the beginning, a lot of this shit happened, and some of this shit made up. We seen Lamar get shot by Meech. You supposed to watch him die. They left when police was coming. Mick, he killed Kato. Had to because she was working with Lamar. Who knows what she may end up doing later. Meech ended up finding out because he told Kato to come roll with him. Smoke and ride, whatever. Asking the questions about her pops and setting the forth. Found out her pops used to run with Lamar. That's when he put two and two together. He went to Mick, was like, yo, you dead that? He was like, yeah. They started asking him more questions. He was like, yo, look, Kato was working with Lamar. And he was like, yeah, I know. And that's when he devised the plan to have Kato bring Lamar. Then Lamar ended up seeing them both and was like, oh, you tried to set me up. And he was like, yo, we don't care if you shoot that bitch, because Lamar had her yoked up. Long story short, like I said, boom, 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 nighttime. So, we're going to fast forward. Southwest T, well, just Terrence Flannery, in that timeline, decides to walk away from the biz. He got his settlement money. He wants to open up I believe like a car service with his dad, because his dad pretty much finessed him into the idea. Because early in the episode he said Terry don't deserve that money. They be making him seem like a real big fucking hater. But anyway, so at the end you see T tell Meech like, yo, I'm done with the game, because his wife his baby mother had took Terry Jr. and moved to PA. So Meech was hurt, man. It was real sad seeing Meech was like, yo, welcome to the tour, nigga, what happened? So season 2, we got to see what happened. And also, Mick got picked up for a body for J-Mo and Shorty. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. The Power premiere. Whew. Well, first, Kane is trying to find a new plug to get back in the game because his mom kicked him out the family. It was really slow moving this episode. A couple pieces are picking up. They found out the teacher, the professor, was killed. I thought they moved his body. I thought that was the body that got dumped, but that was the cop's body that got dumped. They used the cop's gun on the professor so it could somehow seem like that he did it for whatever reason. But the officer on the case took Jabari's phone and was calling all the numbers. And one of the numbers was Tariq's number. The fool answers the phone while he's on campus. The body was found on campus. They pinged the phone. I watched a lot of First 48. They pinged the phone and found out that, the person who answered was in whatchamacallit, in that area. But also, which probably could mean nothing anyway, for the simple fact that it just means he was talking to somebody who was in the area, or it's the person who last spoke to him was in that area. But we shall see. We shall see. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, R.I.P. Dolph. We lost a good one, man. We lost a good one. You know what I'm saying? The truth gonna come out real soon that who the streets are saying did it has something to do with it. Thanksgiving is coming up. I hope you guys eat lots of baked mac and cheese, lots of cornbread, lots of greens. I'm gonna keep it local. I'm gonna stay in the crib, might chef up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Smoke and drink with a couple of loved ones, Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. Whew. Like I always say. I ain't do it before I let go. My birthday is next Tuesday. I turned 39. And the great thing about my birthday being next Tuesday, it's on a titty Tuesday. Like I always say, like, share, subscribe, comment. God is good. God is great. Thank God my paper's straight. I am the Pope Chuck Paul. Peace out.